BTV News, on your side.
Now at noon, making sure their voices are heard, you're looking at the massive crowd of nearly 20,000 teachers gathered in Raleigh, North Carolina with one goal.
Respect for what we do as educators so that we can be the best that we can be for our scholars.
It's about us saying enough is enough, and we got to reinvest in our kids.
Respect for education, better pay, and more investment in your child's education. Those are what these teachers are marching for this afternoon. And WBTV is bringing you live team coverage of today's North Carolina teacher rally from the streets to the walls of the North Carolina General Assembly. And good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here on WBTV News at noon. I'm John Carter.
And I'm Christine Spiro. We will get to that story in just a minute. First, it is a first alert day. You are looking live here on our HD Tower Cam, where meteorologist Chris Larson is monitoring some storms that could impact you today. Chris?
Christine, again, a very active day today. Even more rain in the forecast from tomorrow and Friday. Right now, the cloud cover, but you'll notice some peaks of sunshine hitting the ground, trying to break through, and that means we will likely destabilize again as we head into the afternoon, peaking with convection between 3 and about 5 o'clock. 75 right now with a southerly wind at 9. Look at the dew points. It's rich out there, 71 degrees, so it feels very muggy. Right now in Charlotte, just a spotty shower or two, and then up to our north and west, we've got showers. In the Raleigh area right now, you can see the flow from the southwest up to the northeast, so we will continue around the Raleigh area to see those passing showers and likely even some thunderstorms as we head into the afternoon and evening. But the heaviest action is piling up with that upslope flow into the mountains from Asheville to Boone, where they have already seen several inches of rain, and they'll likely see more here as we head into the afternoon and evening. So Charlotte up to Raleigh, afternoon showers and thunderstorms, 4 o'clock here. Let's go 5, 6, 7 o'clock with more showers and thunderstorms firing. So for all of those folks driving home from Raleigh, they'll likely be seeing showers and thunderstorms into their commute back to Charlotte. Guys, back over to you.
All right, thanks, Chris. And we're continuing our live team coverage now on the teacher rally happening in Raleigh. Nearly 20,000 estimated teachers from more than 3 dozen school districts have come together to demand better pay and additional school resources. WBTV's Dedrick Russell has been there in the thick of things all morning long, marching with teachers and hearing from them. And we're hearing all sorts of chants there, red for Ed. Everybody's dressed in red, Dedrick. So what's been happening? What can you tell us?
Well, I can tell you, John, that teachers feel empowered at today's event, and they hope this event will make a difference. Now, what's happening right now, you see teachers are in red coming down. Some teachers are inside the General Assembly going one-on-one, talking to their lawmakers, while other teachers are taking a break. Now, let's take you to what happened early this morning, what it looked like in the streets this morning as teachers marched for about a mile to the General Assembly. Thousands of teachers in red marched to the General Assembly chanting, "Our work is not done until the funding comes," and also red for public ed. And what do we want? We want funding. We want funding now. Now, this march was for students. Now, check this out. North Carolina is 42nd in the nation when it comes to per pupil expenditure. North Carolina spends about $8,900 to educate each student. The national average is about $12,000 for each student, and teachers want North Carolina to catch up with the per pupil expenditure national average within 4 years. Now, out here live, I'm joined here with a social studies teacher, Wayne World from Wayne County. Thanks for joining us, Wayne. Tell me, how did you feel after marching to the General Assembly today?
It was literally amazing, man. I'm telling you, to see almost 20,000 teachers coming together for our students. It wasn't really about us. It was about per pupil spending. We wanted to up that. We believe our children are very important. They're vital pieces to our community. And so that's why we were here. We want to raise that per pupil spending, get class sizes smaller, so that way we can teach kids on a more individual basis.
And you're in Wayne County. Tell me about the lack of resources that you have.
Wayne County is a very rural area. Very proud of my area. I came back home to teach. I went to Durham, came back home to teach. And so it's a rural area, so funding is not really large there. And so we've really got to take that to another level, so that way our kids can get the same resources that they do all over the country.
We just about textbooks, talking about textbooks, computers, and everything.
Older, everything. We want to make sure that everything is up to date. Our technology is up to date. Every kid has the opportunity to have an iPad or those type of things within the school system.
Thank you so much. So teachers have a story to tell, and they want to tell that story today. Today at 3:30, there will be a rally for Respect, where teachers will gather here on the lawn to tell their story and to bring change. That's the latest from Raleigh. Back to you guys in the studio.
Dedrick, thanks for that live report. Those teachers marched nearly a mile all the way up to the General Assembly. WBTV's investigative reporter Nick Oxner is there as the 25,000 educators reach the State House. He continues our team coverage now from Raleigh.
It's been a sea of red here at the North Carolina General Assembly since about 10:30 this morning. Take a look. This is the view from the third floor balcony onto the Bicentennial Plaza, where the teachers have been marching from all day. Now, let's walk farther down the balcony onto the third floor. This is outside of the galleries into the House chamber and the Senate chamber, where lawmakers will be convening their session in just a couple minutes. Now, you can see as we open the door inside here that it is a sea of red inside too. These teachers are filling the galleries. They're also filling the third floor up here, all to make a point to these lawmakers that they need more money for teachers, for supplies, and for education in general. Of course, this is the first day of the short session of the General Assembly. All the lawmakers are here. It's gotten everyone's attention. We'll continue to be live from the General Assembly throughout the day. For now, we'll send it back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Nick. And North Carolina's legislative leaders have been active on social media this morning in response to the rally. Senate Majority Leader Phil Berger, who supports the 6% teacher pay increase, put out on Twitter, our state's teacher salaries are among the fastest rising in the country. According to the NEA, North Carolina ranked number 2 in the U.S. for fastest rising teacher pay in 2017. And House Speaker Tim Moore tweeting, over 44,000 North Carolina teachers, nearly half, get at least $10,000 raise since 2014. More than 18,000 of those teachers are receiving raises as high as $14,000. And then Governor Roy Cooper, who has proposed an 8% teacher pay increase, put out North Carolina is ranked 37th in the country in teacher pay. That is unacceptable. Also, your budget shows your priorities. Will the North Carolina General Assembly agree? And Governor Cooper is also going to attend today's rally. He's scheduled to address teachers during the rally for respect at 3:30 this afternoon. And as we just mentioned, Cooper pushed for an average 8% raise for teachers next year instead of the 6% currently budgeted.
While thousands of teachers are in Raleigh for today's rally, others are coming together here in Charlotte to show their support. This is all happening now at the First Ward Park in Uptown. WBTV's Micah Smith is live with more details on activity there. Micah.
Christine, for many of the teachers who couldn't make it to Raleigh, they came here to First Ward Park. I'm learning that about 1,200 educators were signed up for today's rally, and organizers tell me they think they more than exceeded that number. Now, we talked to several educators who say their wants boil down to 3 things. That's respect for their profession, a better education for their students, and a livable wage. Take a listen to what some of the educators we talked to said today.
We do it because we feel it's really important, but it's difficult to not have the respect that sometimes comes with the money, and so we're here for the respect as well as just the money.
I say tenured over 20 years, is it? Yeah, I've been teaching 30-something, and I haven't had a raise in about 8 years when, the funding was cut.
The rally here at First Ward Park will end at 1 o'clock, and then teachers will gather together for a lunch. Reporting live in Uptown, Micah Smith, WBTV, on your side.
And of course, the rally isn't just about pay. North Carolina ranks 39th in the country for per pupil expenditures. Teachers are asking for more funding as well as a solution to rising health care costs and the number of children living in poverty. Now be sure to stay with WBTV throughout the day as we continue our coverage of the rally as teachers hold the rally for respect at 3:30 this afternoon. And of course, we have several crews in Raleigh that will bring us live coverage all day on air and online at WBTV.com. And we're going to have more on the teacher rally in Raleigh coming up on the noon show in just a few minutes.
New at noon, a story that broke earlier this morning. An agreement is in the works to sell the Panthers. Earlier this morning, the Panthers announced it's reached a deal, a definitive agreement to sell the team to founder of Appaloosa Management, David Tepper. Tepper's a well-known philanthropist and already a minority owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He has agreed to buy the Carolina Panthers from Jerry Richardson for $2.2 billion. After the announcement, Jerry Richardson released a statement saying, quote, "We are deeply grateful for the outpouring of support over the last 25 years. We want to thank all our past and present players, coaches, and staff for their hard work. and making the Panthers a great success both on the field and in the community. Richard went on to say that he looks forward to turning the stewardship of the Panthers over to David Tepper. This agreement is still subject to NFL approval. The transaction is expected to close in July of this year.
Well, next on WBTV News at noon, what the White House is saying about North Korea changing its tone ahead of talks with the United States. Plus, it's called the Wonder Wall, and it may have you guessing. We're going to explain that. Plus, we are tracking rain in the Carolinas with 3 first alert days coming up, today being one of them. We're looking at how much rain could fall in the Carolinas.
Your AC works 24 hours a day.
And never ask for overtime pay.
Let it know you love it.
We'll wash the outside coil,
So it doesn't have to work so hard to keep you cool.
your AC is going to be happy, happy, happy.